Hi, this is Jim Jamieson from provincesports.com. Wanted to walk you through the rest of the Canucks road trip, this 7-game in 11 days mammoth trip, which is going to be very difficult this season. Anyway, the next game is in Pittsburgh on Saturday morning, which gives them less than 2 days break from the Buffalo game where they played on Thursday. It'll be a tough one, obviously, against Pittsburgh, one of the best teams in the league. Sidney Crosby, best player on the planet, is off to what he says maybe his best start ever. He's got 12 points in 6 games, leading the league in scoring at this point. He also has a line mate you may have, or a teammate you may have heard of named Jenny Malkin, who's also a very good player and probably in the conversation in the top 5 players on the planet. He has a mediocre 6 points in 6 games, but is obviously a real threat for the Penguins. The other interesting part about this game is they could be facing Marc-Andre Fleury, who had such a horrible playoff last year, and actually was the second horrible playoff he's had in a row, but has had a tremendous start this year, and so he's really rolling, really playing well as a goalie. So it should be a very entertaining game. The Canucks forecheck is going to be really challenged to get in on that Pittsburgh defense because they move the puck very well. The next game the Canucks play after the Pittsburgh game will be in Columbus on Sunday. Another turnaround. They'll get a whole day, obviously, but they've got to travel during that day, so it's going to be a tough one. Columbus is a team that's improved. They certainly showed it last year. They've made some good strides under new GM and President John Davidson. So I think what you'll see is a team where they're going to be facing a very tough goalie. Sergei Bobrovsky, obviously last year's Vezina Trophy winner, is off to another terrific start. Expect him to play well. Expect him to be a real challenge for the Canucks to score on. The other player to watch is Marian Gaborik, who the Blue Jackets acquired in trade. He's a tremendously talented player, one of the fastest players in the league. Has his off and on years. This is the final year of the deal he signed with New York. Expect him to have a good year. He's already off to a good start, so watch out for Gaborik. Next up is Long Island, where the Canucks will play the Islanders on Tuesday, so they'll get a whole day off to travel and rest up. Not much rest, obviously. They'll take on an Islanders team that's got off to a bit of a sketchy start this year, but showed last year that they're a team on the rise, a young team. They've got a young captain in John Tavares, who's a very, very good player. He's off to a good start. Michael Grabner, who the Canucks once had in their system and traded in the Keith Ballard trade, has also got off to a very strong start. He's a player that they could use right now, but I guess that's coulda, woulda, shoulda. But I think that game on Tuesday in the Long Island should be a lot of fun to watch. New Jersey on Thursday, playing the Devils. This is a game that the Canucks should win. The Devils are a team that's really been devastated by some difficult situations, notably the Ilya Kovalchuk retirement. They're an older team, and they're a team that doesn't have much depth, which is a bad combination. And you can see that they're having their troubles right out of the gate. Of course, this is going to be the second rematch with former goaltender of the Canucks, Corey Schneider, who's vying with future Hall of Famer Martin Brodeur in New Jersey. In the early going, Schneider's actually outplaying Brodeur fairly significantly in terms of stats. They both played 3 games, but they don't win many games in New Jersey at this point, and we'll have to see how that goes. Okay, this torture test of a trip finishes up on Friday after the Thursday game in New Jersey. They finish up on Friday in St. Louis. That'll be a tough travel day, and it finishes up against a team that's one of the top teams in the league this year, and also a team that is a very big physical team. And this is going to be a very tough test for Vancouver. I know head coach Ken Hitchcock is going to instruct his players to really come out, play hard, physical game against the Canucks in the first period, just to let them know, send a message how the game's going to go. It's going to be a real challenge for Vancouver. They're going to have to play their best road game to have a shot in this one. St. Louis has got some really good players. David Backes is a tremendous player, very physical. He's refound his scoring touch this year to some degree. They've got a young defenseman named Alex Pietrangelo, who is a lot of people are saying is a future Norris winner. He's already, I believe he's just 23. He's already, playing sort of in that stratosphere, so he's a fun player to watch. But at any rate, this should be a very interesting game to watch for Canucks fans and a good measuring stick of where they are at this point in the time.